And I think it's very important that we are strong around this particular subject because it is something that goes beyond our generation.
You need to step back and realise that you have at least 60 New Zealand businesses here who all love this country and want to do the right thing. And they're showing a commitment to doing that by the statement that they're signing up to here, which is not just about quietly going away and doing your own thing within the business, but actually publicly saying what you were doing, signing up to action, signing up to goals and targets, and then saying we'll be open to public scrutiny. When you open yourself up, let me tell you, it drives action.
This is a hardcore shareholder value issue. The consequences of climate change are one of the most significant risks that businesses face. And believe it or not, business leaders know that hope is not a reliable risk management strategy, nor is inaction. So there's a hardcore commercial reason for doing this. And we all know, through our customers, through our employees, through our stakeholders that we work with, that we can actually do things in a way that are commercially sensible and provide social and environmental outcomes.
Ngāi Tahu, we're always comfortable not talking about ourselves, and we're always happy to just get on and do our own thing in line with the values and expectations of the iwi. But I think what's important is that all these companies and many others are going about doing a lot of stuff, and I think if we can all come out there and make that statement, then it encourages and supports both those already doing it, but also supports others to take up the mantle even if they don't want to be in the public light. So I think it's about giving each other confidence, but also being able to share our experiences and also learn and develop with each other.
The next 10 years won't look like the last 10 years had. The change is happening so fast, but technology is just a tool. And so how we use that, words like AI and blockchain and those types of things, which are not just words, they're technologies that are being developed rapidly in this country and overseas, get used for many reasons, but part of that is starting to see them being used for good and in this space.
What's a reserve banker got to do with this?
We all love progress, but it's change we hate. And so this climate change challenge has suddenly become real. And it's incredibly real for businesses because, you know, the expectation of something creates behaviours immediately. So relative prices have changed rapidly around the globe. Stranded assets are a real concern for investors. Consumer behaviours are changing rapidly. Investor behaviours are changing rapidly. They're kind of like consumers were 20 years ago, wanting to know where their food came from and what went in it. That's what consumers are demanding now, and that's what investors are demanding now. Regulators are getting incredibly concerned globally. Financial stability is seen at risk from lack of action of climate change. So there is a real role for a regulator.
I can definitely say that it's hugely exciting here for WWF in New Zealand, but also globally. The amount of emails I've had from WWF this morning is huge because it is unprecedented to have, 50% of the greenhouse gas emissions represented here today and looking to make a real change. So well done. Congratulations.
We've got to actually change the language around this, and not in a way that's glass half full, but so that it actually occurs as being much more around opportunity and advantage rather than the opposite of that. And then I think you just come back to some things that business leaders should be pretty good at, which is understanding risk, setting targets, preferably ambitious, having a gap, coming up with a plan to close the gap, measuring progress, all the stuff that we do each and every day. I think the challenge of climate change may be significant for our generation, but perhaps it's no more significant than some of the other challenges that business leaders had 1 or 2 generations ago. And we just have to just do what businesses are really, really good at.
But if you look at even the top 14, let alone the 60, they touch every single New Zealander every single day in their communications or in other engagement ways. And that's what's really, really exciting. Obviously, being an ex-advertiser and marketer, it really does excite me quite a bit to see that. And that is the power of change, because as you were saying, Mandy, it's not just technology, it is going to be about consumer behaviour. It is going to be about shining the light to these to Kiwis all over.
New Zealand and what we're doing here today is fantastic, and I always used to hear, no matter what we do, we're not going to change the world, we're so small. But what I know from all my international experience, which has been enormous in the last 10 years in this space, is that the world wants us to lead. We are a small island nation state. We live by the coast. We're dependent on agriculture. We need tourism. We need global capital to come. We need to be able to brand why it's different. We're kaitiaki by nature. So we can say there are things that are really concerning us, but on the other side, we are already starting from the most simple point. We are isolated, we're lightly populated, we've got a low impact already on carbon, we've got over half the carbon emissions sitting in this room today. You know, we can truly show global leadership, and I know it will be so accepted